Covered it at the top of the show. Still disappointing. Dolphins did not make the playoffs in a year where it really seemed like there was a chance for it to happen. But I digress. Let's talk about the people who actually made it, the teams that actually were able to not get blown out the last week of the season and get themselves into the playoffs. We'll start off with the 1 seed, the Chiefs. They got a bye week. This is huge. They are, I don't know if it's like especially obvious, but they're really banged up and they definitely needed these 2 weeks to just, rehab, get healthy, and make a push for their second straight Super Bowl. Other than that, we got the Bills at 13-3. Jesus. They really had a great season. They'll be playing the 7th seed Colts in Buffalo. There's going to be some fans in attendance, which will be good for them. I look forward to the videos of people diving through flaming tables that will inevitably come across my feed on Saturday or Sunday, whichever day this takes place. I have been a Josh Allen, I guess hater would be the right word. He had an amazing season, but every time I think of Josh Allen, I just cannot help but picture him lateraling the ball backwards for no reason against the Texans in the playoffs last year. But I know he's not that guy. I know he plays a lot better. I know Stephon Diggs has been a huge addition, led the league in receptions and reception yards. But the Colts, they have a decent defense. I don't trust Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers has never given me a reason to trust him in the playoffs or even in the regular season. Oftentimes, at the end of games, he would be that guy to throw a game-sealing interception for the Chargers to lose. But he has a chance to rewrite history, and I think this could be his last year. And let's be honest, guys, he's a Hall of Famer from stats. He's 5th on the all-time touchdown list. He wins the Super Bowl. It's no doubt. He's the opposite of Eli Manning, ironically, considering they were traded for one another during the draft. But he's the opposite in the sense that I believe Eli Manning's a slam dunk Hall of Famer, not based on his numbers, but based on those 2 Super Bowls. Some of the most impressive Super Bowl wins and playoff runs I've ever seen. Philip Rivers doesn't have that. The closest he ever got was an AFC Championship game that he played on a torn ACL, which, hey, great competitor, but it didn't work out. And this is really most likely his last chance to prove once and for all that he is a Hall of Famer, and we shall see. That being said, I'm going to pick the Bills to win. Steelers versus the Browns. So they just played each other. The Steelers nearly won with their backups. It was 24-22, but the Browns in Cleveland won, clinched the playoffs for the first time since 2003? Since Kelly Holcomb was their quarterback? Or I'm pretty sure they played the Steelers in the playoffs again. Oh no, not a great sign. But here's the thing. The Steelers have not looked good down the stretch at all. And I know they rested their starters last week, which was smart and I think good for them, but I just don't think Big Ben has his fastball anymore. And I think the Browns, if they control the clock, run a lot with Hunt and Chubb, and Baker plays well enough, fairly mistake-free, there's a chance they can win. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed, but I am going to pick them to win, and we'll see how wrong I was next week. The final AFC matchup of the weekend, the Titans versus the Ravens. This is a rematch of the playoffs last year, and a great game from earlier in the season with Derrick Henry walking off for the touchdown. The Ravens, they're red hot right now. They're the last team I would want to play in the playoffs. I think that's not a very controversial take. The Titans, Ryan Tannehill had 40 total touchdowns. Don't know where that guy came from. Certainly wasn't that guy with the Dolphins. Good for him, though. Derrick Henry probably the reason why Ryan Tannehill plays so well. He had 2,000 yards. He passed Chris Johnson for most in Tennessee history. So kudos to him. He's just a beast. Just a great football player. One of my favorite football players to watch. One of the things about him is he's so large and especially tall that when he's running, it doesn't look like he's hustling at all. It doesn't look like he's going very fast. Yet he's blowing by people and then running over the people he can't blow by. So with that said, I think Lamar Jackson was unfairly maligned this year. He turned in another really great performance. It's hard to live up to the expectations set by his MVP season the season before, but I think he is so good. And if I was a Ravens fan, I'd be optimistic about this game. And I, as not a Ravens fan, I'm still optimistic. I'm gonna pick the Ravens to go into Tennessee, pull off that minor upset. So those are my picks for the AFC. Let us know in the comments what you thought about them and what your picks are. And we'll see you next week where either I'm going to be gloating or I'm going to be like, yeah, maybe I'm going to be talking about sports as well. So on from the AFC on to the NFC. Hey, thank you so much for checking out that clip. If you liked it, check out the full show. Link in the description down below on iTunes, Spotify. And if you're looking for not just sports news, but also movie and video game news, as well as Let's Plays, why don't you check out the main channel, Wicked Good Everything. And we will see you in the next one.